Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel that helps your wallet breathe a little easier and your budget stay on track. Today we're diving into one of the most soul-satisfying, financially freeing topics of all time. Let's talk about waste. And no, not the kind you toss in the trash. I'm talking about the silent budget killers, the sneaky wallet drainers, the things we buy thinking they're smart but end up taking up space and money. Let's be real. We've all made purchases that had us lying awake at night wondering, did I really need a Bluetooth-enabled watermelon slicer? And if that example felt a little too specific, well, don't judge me. So let's jump into the 7 things that are a waste of money and how avoiding them can help you budget better, save faster, and maybe even retire before your back does. Number 1 is buying in bulk when you really shouldn't. Now hear me out, buying in bulk is a really savvy move. After all, who doesn't want to save money by snagging 24 rolls of paper towels for the price of 20? But here's the catch. While bulk buying can be a smart way to save, it can just as easily turn into a sneaky money pit if you're not careful. The first pitfall for most people is buying more than they can actually use. That giant bag of spinach might cost less per ounce, but if half of it wilts and ends up in the trash, you didn't save any money, you wasted it. The same goes for other perishable items like dairy, bread, or anything with a short shelf life. If your fridge turns into a graveyard of forgotten bulk purchases, it's time to rethink your strategy. Make sure you're buying items you know you'll use and have the space to store and that you can actually save money on. Otherwise, what started as a smart financial move could end up costing more than it's actually worth. Here's a waste of money hiding in plain sight. Regularly buying name brand or designer clothing. Now look, we all love the idea of owning that iconic logo hoodie, those red bottom shoes, or that luxury handbag that screams I've made it. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to admit it, but in many cases, you're paying for the brand, not necessarily the quality. Let's break it down. That designer t-shirt that costs $250, odds are it's made from the same cotton blend as that $25 shirt hanging at your local department store. In fact, many high-end brands outsource manufacturing to the exact same factories as their budget-friendly counterparts. The only real difference is a tiny logo and a massive price tag. I recommend shopping at thrift stores or online secondhand sites. You'd be shocked to find how many barely worn designer items are out there for a fraction of the cost. And if you still want that brand, consider going to an outlet mall as an alternative, especially if the cost is getting you further and further away from meeting your financial goals. But if buying that $300 pair of sneakers every once in a while genuinely makes you happy, treating yourself can keep you motivated to sticking with your financial goals. Wants are a part of a healthy budget. It's like a cheat day during a diet. So here's the golden rule. Frivolous spending is only wasteful when it becomes a habit instead of a treat. Next on our list is upgrading overpriced tech. Let's get one thing straight, tech is awesome. I love a good gadget just like the next person, but lately tech companies have turned new into a marketing weapon. Every year there's a new phone, new tablet, watch, pair of earbuds, and what's the difference? A slightly faster processor or a camera that zooms 0.0002% better than the last one? Here's the problem. Most tech upgrades are incremental, not revolutionary. That phone in your pocket right now, it's probably still fast, takes solid photos, and lets you ignore your calls from extended family with ease. The idea that your perfectly functioning device is suddenly obsolete just because a new version dropped, that's not logic, it's marketing. If you wait a few months, you can often get last year's model for hundreds less, and it works just as well. Bugs get fixed, and you get a clearer picture of whether that upgrade was actually worth it. A smarter purchase today means more freedom tomorrow. The goal isn't to keep up with the Joneses, it's to keep up with your own financial goals. Coming in at number 4, unused subscriptions. And you know what I'm talking about. That streaming service you subscribed to for one show in 2022, or that premium plan of something you didn't even realize had a premium plan. Yeah, those. Subscriptions are like financial termites, tiny, hidden, and quietly chewing through your hard-earned money. One or two of them doesn't seem like a big deal, but stack them up and you've got a monthly bill that could rival your grocery budget. Let's do some quick math. Say you're spending $10 a month on a couple of apps you haven't touched in months, that's $240 a year. Throw in a few more music services, cloud storages, digital magazines, and suddenly you're pushing $500 or more. That's money you could be saving, investing, or using on something you'll actually enjoy. Go through your bank or credit card statements and list every recurring charge. It might be uncomfortable, but it's like pulling weeds. You'll feel cleaner afterwards. Cancel anything you're not using and be brutal. If it doesn't spark joy or at least spark usage, it has to go. Number 5 is food delivery services. While they may be convenient, They also take a big bite out of your pocket. Let's walk through a scenario we might all be familiar with. You open your favorite food delivery app, you spot a burrito for $10 and think, perfect. But when you get to checkout, suddenly that burrito is $23.47. How did this happen? What even is a regulatory recovery fee? And why does guac cost more than gold? Now, don't get me wrong, delivery has its moments, emergencies, rainy days, or when your kitchen looks like a science experiment, but if it becomes a habit, it's time for an intervention. My solution is to set a delivery budget. Give yourself a monthly cap. When it's gone, it is gone. No more late night pad thai until next month. And if you ever get the itch to place that order, think of the wise words of all moms. You have food at home. Number 6 is one of the sneakiest and most expensive culprits out there, and that's a complete waste of money, is regularly paying credit card interest charges. To be clear, credit cards aren't bad, they're simply tools. They can build your credit, earn rewards, and give you some wiggle room in case of any emergency. But the moment you carry a balance, that's when credit cards turn from a helpful tool into a budget sabotaging vampire. Interest charges are literally money out the window. That $50 in interest you paid this month, that could have gone towards an emergency fund, a great night out, or even towards your retirement. But fear not, my financially frustrated friends, there are ways to avoid the interest trap. Set up an automatic payment for at least the full monthly statement balance, but you also want to ensure that you have enough in your account so that it can be automatically withdrawn. And if you can't pay cash for it, think twice or even 3 times before you swipe. If you can't avoid carrying a balance for more than a month or 2, consider a 0% balance transfer deal to help you avoid those long-term interest charges. And remember, credit cards are best as tools, not temptations. Number 7 is one of the fastest ways to light your cash on fire without even getting warm, and that's gambling. Now, if you're thinking, but it's just for fun or I'll only do it every once in a while, sure. It's fun here and there, and that may not be a big deal, but if you zoom out and actually add it up, gambling is one of the most one-sided deals in existence, and spoiler alert, you're not meant to be on the winning side. Lottery games, betting sites, casinos, they aren't in the business to just give money away. Those sparkling lights, marble floors, and complimentary drinks in a casino, they're all paid for by people who lost. And trust me, I know, I live in Las Vegas. The house will always win. And it's not because of luck, it's because the games are designed so that statistically, you eventually lose more often than you win. So how do you stop the spiral and keep the money where it belongs? Try hobbies that give you the same adrenaline rush without the financial damage. Think playing sports with friends, exercising, or competitive Mario Kart. High risk with 0 wallet damage. And there you have it, 7 things that are a waste of money. And sure, some of them seem small at the moment, but together, they're like 1,000 tiny holes in your financial boat. The good news, plugging just a few of these leaks can help you save hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. That money can help you build an emergency fund, start investing, or finally go on that vacation without relying on buy now, cry later financing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.